Welcome back to the Colgate Optic White Smile Show. Today I am so excited to share my top 10 beauty hacks / secrets and tips and tricks and just all around save you money and time and energy. And this world is already enough stress that we're living in, so just make your life simpler and easier, and that is going to just make everyone a little bit happier. So I'm really excited. I'm going to show you guys what I do if I wake up and I have a really frizzy hair day, or what to do if you drop your makeup compact and it shatters, how you can press it back and make it like new, how I get my teeth white. You guys always ask me about my teeth routine and what I do, so I'm going to show you guys that. I'm going to show you how to make your ponytail longer without having to use like extensions or anything like that, just your natural hair. So I am really excited. So we're going to go ahead and get started with tip number 1. If you wake up in the morning and you walk into the bathroom and you see that mirror and you think, oh wow, my hair's not greasy, I don't need to wash it, so you body shower and you get out and maybe the humidity made it frizzy, I'm not sure. You just want to take a paddle brush and stick a dryer sheet onto it. Literally just shove the dryer sheet onto all of the little bristles and push it down and make them poke through, and then go ahead and brush your hair with it, and it is going to help eliminate any of the frizz. And bonus tip, it smells really good, so that's good, especially if you didn't wash your hair that day, because it leaves kind of like, if you're using a scented dryer sheet, by the way. If you're using unscented, then you don't get the added bonus tip. You need to go back and you just get the beginning. Next is when you do your makeup in the morning, and that's fabulous, right? You live your life, you go about your day, and then you want to spice it up for night. Maybe you want to do a more dramatic eye or something. Everything is really easy for me to amp up. It's, you know, simple to kind of cover any blemishes that might have like come uncovered throughout the day. I don't know where my concealer goes, like it like evaporates or something. But cover up anything, add maybe a little more blush and lipstick. That stuff is all really easy. But what's not easy is mascara. Mascara is like the death of me when it comes to having to reapply it after it's already dried, because it gets clumpy and spider leggy, and sometimes that's nice if you're going for like the spider leg look. There's a time and place for that, and I'm okay with that, but it's not all the time at all the places. So you want to take just a very little bit of petroleum jelly and kind of rub it between your fingers like this and go and coat the lashes, and this is going to reactivate your mascara, so then when you go put another coat of mascara on, it's like you're just doing a second coat in the first place, like you just put your mascara on. It has changed my life, you guys, like actually life-changing. I spend so much less time getting ready to go out because I used to just like wash my face and start all over, and that is a process, but this is super simple and easy. And so yeah, that's beauty hack number 2. Moving on to the third is when I am out and about and I just want to get my hair out of my face. It is long, it is strong, it is actually probably not like incredibly strong. I feel like hair is like, you know, it kind of falls out easily, but it is long and it just kind of gets in my way. But I don't always have a hair tie with me because sometimes I have one on my wrist, but sometimes if I'm like doing my arm candy game, I take it off because it kind of like messes with the flow of my jewels. So I don't always have one with me, but I like to do the inverted braid, which is basically where you take your hair, you braid it into 3 strands, and then you don't separate the end that's kind of bunching up as you're braiding it. And when you get down to that like thing that feels like a knot and you can't braid anymore, you actually flip that through and you pull it, and that is going to secure your braid for you. And what you're doing is when you're braiding the top, you're actually invert braiding the bottom. And so when you flip it, it's all one braid again, and you have a good side braid, and your hair is out of your face, and you don't have to have any sort of hair ties or anything. And I feel like a braid is easier when you go to take it down, your hair kind of just flows nicely again, than like a bun. For me, if I like do a big bun on top of my head, when I take it down, I have like some crease marks from the hair elastic and stuff. So that's really good because you don't have to do that. Next beauty hack. You guys always ask me how I get my pearly whites to be white. So basically I have kind of like a tooth regimen that I do in the mornings and night. First thing I do is I brush my teeth using the Colgate Optic White Express White toothpaste, which if you guys happen to see the commercial that I was in with Andrea that we did for that was really, really, really fun, and that was probably one of like the best days ever. It was so much fun just to be on set and doing a commercial, and then like having people from my hometown in Tennessee text me and be like, oh my gosh, I just saw you on the TV. Anyways, so yes, I have been using that toothpaste in my day-to-day life, and I use it with the Colgate Optic White toothbrush that has the built-in whitening pen. So I brush my teeth using that toothbrush, and then I obviously spit it out, and then I use the mouthwash. So the regimen goes toothpaste, mouthwash, and then the whitening pen. So I use the mouthwash just like you typically use mouthwash. I gurgle, I swish, and then I use my whitening pen, which actually comes off of the end of the toothbrush, so it's super compact, it's easy, it's quick, you don't have to get like something else out, it's great for traveling, and you just twist the bottom and paint it on your teeth, and then go about your day-to-day life, or go to bed, depending on if I'm doing it morning or night. So the whole routine together, using the toothpaste and then the mouthwash and then the whitening pen, that is how I have white teeth. But I really have to say the whitening pen is so freaking awesome if you just need that extra quick boost. It really just brightens up your smile. And who doesn't want to have a bright white smile? Like, I feel like it just, I smile bigger in pictures when I'm confident and know that I have like really bright teeth and stuff. Like I really enjoy it. So that is how I do that. And then my next tip is if your manicure starts growing out, you can actually do some glitter on this top section and then kind of fade it down so you get a new nail look. It's glitter ombre, but you don't have to like repaint your nails, especially if you get gels done and then you don't want to remove them yourself, but you're not ready to go back and get them redone. You can just do this with your own nail polish at home, and it's super simple and it's really pretty. I've had it done before like as its own manicure, not even as a touch-up. So it doesn't look like you're trying to cover anything up. It works best with lighter colors. If you have a darker color on and you want to do this, if you're using like silver glitter, I'd recommend going in with the silver nail polish first, just at the tip of the cuticle kind of area where the nail polish is growing out, and then going in with the glitter and fading the glitter down. Same thing with gold. Go in with the gold and then do the glitter. I find that that just helps it blend a little bit better. My next beauty hack is for when you're doing your makeup in the morning, you know, you're just living your life, just, you know, swirling on your blush, and your dog comes up and thinks he sees a ghost or something and runs in and startles you, and you jump and you drop and shatter your blush, your compact. Well, what do? Do you use shattered blush? No, you don't use shattered blush. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but there is a way to repress it. The first thing you want to do is make sure that it's evenly broken up. So you're actually going to break your makeup even more. So you know how when you shatter it, there might be like some little dusty pieces, and then there's usually like a big chunk or something. You want to make sure that it is all chopped up evenly, and then you want to mix in a little bit of rubbing alcohol. I add this just a couple drops at a time. You're going to know the consistency you're looking for. You want to get to the point where it's sticking together. The rubbing alcohol is acting as a medium or a glue to kind of hold the product back together, but it's not like liquidy and runny. Then you want to go ahead and press it back into the compact. Next, you lay a tissue over top of it, and then you put something on it that is going to kind of help form the shape. So if you're doing like a little eyeshadow, you can use a quarter, or you can even put like a book down, or just something that is kind of has a little bit of weight that's gonna hold that tissue down, and then you let it dry overnight, take the tissue off, and you have your new unshattered compact of makeup. Next tip, we are back to the petroleum jelly, because I love the look of heels. I do not love the feeling of blisters on my feet, and there's just something about the way heels rub my feet that they will give me blisters. Even if they're broken in, even if they're older heels, there's just something about the way that they like have to cling onto your foot to stay on that I feel like I get blisters. So what I do is I take a little bit of petroleum jelly and I put it right on my foot, maybe like right kind of at the back of my heel or around the toes, wherever I feel like I'm going to get blisters, and then I put my shoes on, and this completely stops the friction from happening, and it is going to make you not get blisters. I've used this on my most expensive pairs of shoes, and it has not harmed the shoes at all. I feel like what I would be most careful of is if you have like some shoes that have some sort of like furry detail or something. Obviously you don't want the petroleum jelly to get into that, but for the most part, leather shoes, things like that, it has not hurt any of mine at all. Just make sure you're doing a thin layer because you still want your foot to stay in the shoe. You just don't want it to be kind of like pulling and rubbing. And this has saved me many nights of taking my shoes off when a lot of other girls, their shoes are off, they're in their hands or under the table and they're dancing around without shoes on. I still have my heels on and I look like a baller, but I'm not. I just have some petroleum jelly at the disposal of my liking. The next tip is something that I didn't think was common sense, but I just felt like everybody knew it. Like I didn't think it would be considered like a beauty tip or anything, but I've done it around a couple friends and I noticed that some of them will be like, oh, that's awesome. I didn't know you could do that. I always take my black shirt off. And I'm like, no. So if you put black clothes or dark clothes on and you get a deodorant sponge on them, don't worry. All you do is take a piece of denim, so I'll take my jeans and just rub it over, and the texture of the jeans actually just wipes it right off, and it's not like it transfers over to the jeans. Well, I don't know where it goes exactly, like scientifically, it's still somewhere. It didn't like, maybe it did evaporate, I'm not really sure, but it doesn't, you can't see it, so that's all I care about. I don't care if it's actually still there. I just don't want you to be able to see it. So you just rub it and the texture is going to lift all of the deodorant off of your shirt, and you can still wear those jeans because you're not gonna have it on the jeans either. So I typically do it like with the jeans that I'm gonna be wearing that day, if I'm wearing jeans. If I'm not, then I just go get a pair of like denim shorts from my closet and I do it, and it's easy. Next is when you think you are out of a lip gloss and you wanna throw it away, think again. Go ahead and put a little bit of water in a mug to where you can put the lip gloss down, but it doesn't get up onto where the cap is. So just where it's going to kind of submerge the base of the lip gloss. Fill it up to there and put it in the microwave without the lip gloss in it. Just put the mug and water in the microwave for 60 seconds. Bring it out, stick your lip glosses in there. You can do like 10 at a time, however many will fit in your mug, or you can do it like 1 at a time if you just really like that lip gloss. Stick it in the mug, let it sit, leave it alone for like 15-20 minutes. Come back and admire all of that product that you would have just thrown away. Because what happens is lip gloss gets stuck around the edge of the container and around kind of like the rim where the brush won't really reach. What this does is the hot water melts it and it all falls back down to the bottom so you can reach it easily and you have all the product. And the last beauty hack is how to fake a fuller, thicker ponytail. So I have long hair, obviously. I like it. If I didn't, I would just cut it off. So I clearly like having long hair, but when I pull it back into a ponytail, I feel like it looks a whole lot shorter, especially because I like to do my ponytail kind of like on the top of my head. I think it's because I used to be a cheerleader and like you put your ponytail there, you were a unicorn. So I like to put my ponytail pretty high and then it makes my hair look a lot shorter. This works best if you have curly or wavy hair. I have straight hair naturally, so I add a little texture to mine like this, and that way when you do it, it kind of fills it all out and you don't see any gaps. What you do is you take your top section of hair and put it in a ponytail on the top of your head, and then you take the bottom section and put it at the nape of your neck, and everything is covered up. This only works if you have long enough hair that it's going to come down and cover that bottom ponytail, but it definitely makes my ponytail look longer and thicker and fuller, and I don't have to have any sort of like clip-in hair extensions, which can hurt my head and give me a headache, and I just really like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed these beauty tips. Please leave me your favorite beauty hacks in the comments down below. I would absolutely love to go read them, and maybe if I get enough new ones that I think are cool and maybe a lot of people don't know about, I'll do another beauty hack video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.